The Patriots right now have a quarterback whose name is also Newton, who you played with for a long time. Steve, it was wild when Cam Newton joined the Patriots, and yet we're recording this after week 2. He looks pretty good. He actually looks better than pretty good. Do you think that Belichick and Cam could someday win a Super Bowl together?
I think when you talk about Bill Belichick, you automatically, I believe, you know, the light you speed ahead, and you always talk about the January and February, the opportunity or the or that possibly happening, because you have seen what, when you are on the New England Patriots, what that really does, and they have it together. They seem to adjust very quickly, no matter what the circumstances are. And now with Tom Brady not being there, no matter who is not there. So, I mean, week 2 is looking pretty good. Is gone. So he looked pretty sharp. I would say, obviously, he is a different type of quarterback than Tom Brady, for a number of things. Obviously not trying to be race related, but I mean, skin color is a little bit different. How they conduct themselves and carry themselves are different. Let's just go with hairstyles is slightly different. So, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be different. Now, offense looks different. So I think, again, when Bill Belichick is involved, you don't hedge your bet. You don't go against the house, because Bill Belichick is the house. And in most casinos, you can win today, you can win a few hands, but in the end, the house always wins.
Got to leave town or the house is going to win. It always does. Steve, you know Cam in a way differently than most people on the planet. People have such strong opinions about him, positive or negative. What do you think? What do you think are some misconceptions about Cam Newton as a player and a person?
Well, here's the thing that I think I always try to make sure that I articulate. I was with Cam 3 years in. He didn't have any children. He was always this type of player, playmaking ability. But people change, good and bad or indifferent. He was 22 when I played with him, and then maybe 26, 25. But I also don't know the Cam Newton that's playing for the New England Patriots, because I haven't been around him in a long period of time at 31 years old to really say, man, this is why I believe he's playing well, because I just haven't. Our paths haven't crossed in the business world.
You're right. You grow, he grows. You guys are all different than you were at the time, but the journey is fascinating. And I don't think a lot of people know much about that. I think it's fair to say that you and he had your ups and downs. Why the downs? Why? What was the disconnect?
I mean, people don't want to hear this, but at the same time, I think I was 30 something, 33 years old. When you're 33 years old or 10 years older than your teammate, I mean, I think 10 years old, 10-year-old gap, there's got to be a disconnect, because we're obviously looking at things totally different. I mean, I had 3 children at the time. He had 0. I was on a different trajectory or downward spiral from my career. I was going down. He was just starting his. So I think there's obvious things, but I think people want to pin us against each other. It's like, oh, we didn't get along because of this. It had nothing to do with not getting along. It had to do with, it's like that picture, that Instagram picture that everybody says that, what color is this dress? And depending on how you see things, you can argue over the color, right? and people do that. So it's a 10-year age gap. So I was just at a different place. And I guess it's more of a slight on me. What does a 33-year-old man with 3 kids have in common with a 23-year-old young man? Mm-hmm. I hope they're not intellectually and maturity-wise on the same level, right?
Yeah.
And that's not a knock on anybody. I mean, I'm just trying to explain it in a way that people get it without people trying to assume that, oh, Steve hates him. Listen, when I wake up in the morning, I don't go, oh, what did Cam Newton do or not do? That's, I mean, I look at football the same way everybody else is. I try to look at it with let the game draw its own conclusion.
And for the record, that dress was fucking purple. I don't care what anybody says.